Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are discussing Senseonics SENS stock, Bionanogenomics Bngo stock, and Zom Zom stock. For SENS stock, we will do some stock analysis and talk about what analysts think of the future price targets. For Bngo stock, we got massive positive news for Bionanogenomics stock, so it surged today. And lastly, we will do some analysis on Zomedica, where we will set a buy or sell rating, what their financials are looking like, and we will profile their competition. Like this video right now for SENS stock, Bngo stock, or for Zom stock. Comment down below which one of these stocks is your favorite and why you like them the most. Subscribe to this channel for more stock news, and let's make you some free money with Webull. Webull is a free brokerage app where you can buy and sell stocks, options, and cryptocurrencies. But right now, you can get 2 free stocks with Webull. You can get the first free stock, which can be worth anywhere from $2 to $250 for just creating an account, and you can get a second free stock which can be worth up to $1,600 if you invest $100 or more on your first deposit. You will have a 1 in 100 chance of getting stocks like Facebook, Starbucks, or Snapchat, and you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting stocks like Google or Procter & Gamble. To get this offer, just press on the link in my description box down below, but do it quickly because this offer will not last forever. And without further ado, let's get into today's stories. SENS stock is up 9% today and was up 18% previously this week because it jumped 56 cents to $3.03, then it surged today to $4.10, which currently puts SENS stock at a rating of 65. This 65 means that SENS stock has better value than 65% of all other stocks at its current price point. This includes both fundamental and technical factors of Senseonics. But the short-term technical score is just 60 because if we isolate the stock's trading pattern in the last 30 days, it presents us with a mixed and slightly positive picture about what will happen to SENS stock, mainly because of analysts' bearishness on the stock. The high price target for SENS stock is $1, and although we've had amazing growth and uptrends lately, this bearishness from analysts is not going to do well for the stock. However, that does not mean that SENS stock is a bad stock, especially if you plan to trade the stock after their glucose monitoring system for people with diabetes gets their 180-day approval. But their main competition is Dexcom, ticker DXCM, which is a safer play with less upside comparatively in the short run if you swing trade or day trade SENS stock before their technology is approved, which should cause SENS stock to rally. Next, we have Bngo stock in the news, which has rallied over 17% because the largest hospital diagnostics laboratory in Canada, which performs 25 million tests a year, has adopted Bionanogenomics Sapphire system, which will help the hospital create better cancer diagnostic techniques while reducing their costs. Dr. Adam Smith commented about Bionanogenomics, and he says this, and I quote, "The hope is to leverage the unique power of optical genome mapping by developing new sapphire-based assays intended to resolve diagnostic questions that are challenging with existing standard of care tools. Cytogenetics, and specifically G-band karyotyping, is a core technique for looking at chromosomal changes in cancer patients and has been a core technique of cytogenetic laboratories for over 30 years. Karyotyping has provided a cost-effective means to assess chromosomal changes at the genome level, but it is labor-intensive and has limited resolution to identify specific rearrangements." Skipping further down in the quote, "OGM may represent a better alternative and increase the precision of detecting chromosomal changes in cancer. This could lead to the clinical reality of a single assay high-resolution analysis across the entire genome. Basically, Bionanogenomics optical genome mapping Sapphire system is both cost-effective and accurate enough to be used extensively in the hospital." The CEO of Bionanogenomics had to say this in response, and I quote, "It is gratifying to see increasing adoption of Sapphire as the evidence continues to mount, showing how Sapphire can consolidate multiple antiquated techniques into a single streamlined approach for cytogenomic analysis. This pilot by Canada's largest hospital diagnostic laboratory is a significant milestone milestone for us, and we seek to make OGM with Sapphire a cornerstone of efforts to improve cancer diagnosis and discover new medicines. In a nutshell, bio-nanogenomics technology is now being nationally recognized, and it's slowly becoming adaptive and adopted by multiple types of hospitals and research institutions. Now let's talk about Zom Stock, which fell 14% on Tuesday, with it falling another 3.8% today after a great rally. The hype for Zom Stock is high, with their True Forma diagnostic platform for dogs and cats coming out soon, and the news alone for this technology collectively has sent this stock skyrocketing over 2,000% in the last 3 months. Recently, Zom had a huge stock offering so they could cash in on this hype, to where they racked in $173.5 million, which they will use to sustain their practice and create new technologies. So what is all this hype about? Well, Zom's True Forma can diagnose dogs and cats in regards to adrenal diseases, thyroid diseases, and it is said to be upgraded later to include gastrointestinal diseases as well. Plus, all of this is done without the veterinarian having to send samples off to a lab and waiting for the results to come back, because they can perform these tests in-house, so it saves them time and money. The drawback is that Zom uses another company's technology in their device to achieve these results, and this technology is licensed. So the other company could eventually cut ties. Plus, this technology is not revolutionary because their main competition, named IDEX, can replicate their results. But putting that aside, let's look at the potential market for this technology, the competitive landscape, and the price targets for Zom stock. Right now, they have over $90 million in cash, and based on their current operations and cash burn, that amount could last them until 2023. Plus, in 2023, that year is when their cash flow is set to turn positive. More good news is that the True Forma platform will be launching on March 30th. And throughout 2021, this technology will be marketed and sold to a wider and wider audience depending on its success. Now, Zom believes that their True Forma technology will make them an industry leader, but most companies always back their own products. So this will have to compete with IDEX's Catalyst One platform, which can diagnose 34 chemistry, electrolyte, and immunoassay profiles. Keep in mind that IDEX is a giant that takes up around 5% of the entire global market. We also have companies like Lexigene, which focuses on bacterial infections, and even larger organizations like Siemens, who have their own system, but I would say that IDEX is their main competitor. The problem for Zom is their estimates regarding their addressable market, in which they think it will be worth $2.8 billion in the United States alone by 2025, but IDEX actually estimates it to be more around $11 billion according to their investor presentation, so one of them is wrong here. But the great news for IDEX and Zom is there is plenty of market to go around, because according to IDEX, only 12% of the global market has been claimed, leaving 88% of the global market for market share between IDEX and Zom and any other companies that want to get in on this. Now we can make 3 scenarios for Zom stock according to their own predictions of the addressable markets and competition. We will conduct 3 scenarios, a low growth, base case, and best case scenario. For low growth, we will use a $2.4 billion market with Zom attaining 15% of it by 2031. In a base case scenario, we will use a $2.4 billion market and Zom gets 50% of the market. And in the best case scenario, we will use a $6.7 billion market where Zom gets 53% of the market. Currently, right now, according to these numbers, the stock should be worth $1.27. However, if we take a look at the other scenarios and take them into consideration, Zom stock is a good buy even right now, because in 10 years, if any of these scenarios pan out, we are looking at hundreds of percentages of increases from here. However, this is highly speculative, and it may be in your best interest to swing trade the stock up until March 30th and then let it cool off and then invest. Right now, the current value of the company does not match the stock price, which is overpriced, but in the future, Zom stock could seem cheap depending on when you sell or how long you plan to hold. Currently, I am only going to swing trade this stock, and I will reevaluate it based off of their sales numbers after March 30th. Remember to leave a like for SENS stock, Bngo stock, and Zom stock. Comment down below your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see all of you in the next YT video.